So hopefully you can hear me now. Hello, hello. Okay, so I was just informed that we didn't have any volume for the whole opening of my show, so I'll try that again. I'm Jared Nyberg. I'm a co-owner of JagaSilk. I just mimed the first 10 minutes of my show, but I appreciate you still hanging in there and continuing to watch. This is our first time streaming to Facebook at the same time as Twitch and YouTube, where we normally stream to. You can check out archived episodes at youtube.com/JagaSilk. Twitch.tv/JagaSilk for those live, for the live broadcasts are also available on the 3 streams. Hopefully we don't lose our streaming quality today by increasing the number of places that we're simul streaming to, but hoping for the best. So anyways, I'll explain a little bit about what I was miming just now. I was saying that we're going to try a dong ding. This is an oolong from a company that or a farm that we're dealing with in China. It's a new space. We've never really worked with them before. But to call a tea a dong ding that's not from Taiwan is equivalent to calling a sparkling wine a champagne that's not from Champagne, France. So what you want to do is kind of, I guess it's about intention. So if a farm realizes what's going on, and they decide that it's a nice, here I can put it right here. No, okay. If you realize what's going on and you decide, hey, you know what, I'm gonna call this this champagne a champagne that's not from France. It's being purposefully inaccurate. Whereas if you are unaware of that, I think that's okay. But when you're aware of it and you continue to be inaccurate in a way that is with the purpose of sort of pulling the wool over people's eyes, I don't think that's very cool. If you do it just because you want to be having fun and you don't want to be too concerned about accuracies, that's different altogether. That's a judgment call, however you want to roll. Darjeeling tea. More Darjeeling is sold on the world market than the tea that's produced in the Darjeeling region. But a lot of people don't know that Darjeeling is a region. They just think it's a style of tea. And this includes some farmers who are going to sell their teas as a Darjeeling when it's not a Darjeeling. Because it's not from Darjeeling. Darjeeling's in the Himalayas. It's Indian. So if you have a tea that's from China and it's called a Darjeeling, that doesn't make any sense at all. So I've been given this organic dong ding from China. So that does, in the same way, it doesn't make any sense because nice, points at us in the corner. Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna make it though, and we're gonna just see what it tastes like. We're gonna make a tea that's in the style of Dongding Mountain, which is Dongding Mountain is located in Taiwan, not in China. And we're just gonna see what it's like. So we're doing, I've tasted a Dongding on this show in the past, and I do like to open up my Thursdays at 1, which is when we do this show every week, with me drinking a tea that I've never had before. So I'm going to do this. Give me a minute and a half, which is how I like to cup my oolongs. See what happens. So we're at 7 grams in the teapot. So I like to do 1 gram for every 30 mils when I'm checking out a new oolong option. I like to do 90 degrees C for a minute and a half. This is a kind of a mix of styles. This is kind of a Taiwanese way of brewing tea, but shortened a little bit. Oftentimes I see a lot of my Taiwanese friends brew at 2 minutes, sometimes at a lower temperature. I find that the hotter temperatures are going to pull out more floral dynamics, and it's the higher temperatures, the higher temperatures are going to pull out more floral dynamics. Lower temperatures often pull out more umami. So if the oolong is looking really green to me, I'm gonna be definitely thinking a little bit differently. I might not brew at such a hot temperature. The oolong's like very withered, like something we might find out of the Phoenix Mountain region or something we might find out of the Wuyi Mountain region. I'm definitely going to use a hotter brewing temperature. So let's see what happens here. 22 seconds. So word on the street is that Sister Speak's going to join shortly. So let's see if I can't get her on. Okay. try. See if we can't get her. Join us for this Christmas Eve episode of JagaVision. Make sure I haven't just not allowed her to join the call, even though she's asking to join us. Let's make sure that's not the case. Give me a second. No, that's not the case. Let's try to invite again. See if we can't get her to join. Try it again. Okay, back to JagaVision. Okay, so normally I like to brew in one of my little teapots here, and I like to pour into a ceramic cup. I think that it really does improve flavor, but I do like showing off the color to the viewers. So check that out. That's what we're looking at in terms of color. Not that it's not like a really huge change from the color of water, but it's like a pale yellow. It does look like it has some texture to it, and it smells kind of like honey. It's really nice. Yeah, that is really, really good, actually. I tasted... So this, one of the reasons why I tasted this one is, although I haven't tasted this particular dongding on JagaVision, I have cupped it in the past. Normally, I like to cup a new tea that I've never cupped before. But I cupped this tea really close to harvest, and honestly, it didn't have a lot of depth to it. I wasn't super impressed. But I also know that in October, November, especially around, Christmas time, you start to see some of the teas that were processed in, May, June, etc., have enough resting time to start tasting really good at the end of October. It's to the point where in Japan, for example, you'll have spaces that don't even sell their teas until October that were produced that year, because they feel it's that depth of that resting period is so important for the teas to taste really good. That being said, once you get to 12 months past the harvest date, with some teas 18 months if you're lucky, you lose most everything. So there's a sweet spot, right? Like you're kind of like improving. You sort of peak and you plateau, and then there's a descent that happens. And the descent generally starts around a year for an unopened tea. I mean, if you open your tea, you want to go through it within 3 weeks. There's going to be an incredible amount of oxidation that's likely going to happen if you're not careful. I like to tell people, you don't go to your wine cellar and open up all of your wines all at once just because you want to taste them. You want to have an opportunity really to taste them for sure, but like they're going to oxidize if you open them all. So we want to keep our wines sealed, and then when we open them, go through them as fast as we can, right? So that's a really nice tea. Yeah, so this is done in, they're calling it dongding. We could say it's a Taiwanese style oolong. I would guess they're using the Qingqing cultivar. It has that sort of like deep honey flavor. Really well-rounded umami. Yeah, it's a good place to be. Well, I think we have Sister Speak joining us. Is that, are you on? Oh, yeah, no, you're on. There's an issue right now with me not hearing you through my headset. Give me a sec, okay? I can't quite hear you. Just give us 1 sec, okay? And I can't see you either. Let me see. So I'm gonna be right. Oh well, I think I can do this while I'm talking to everybody. Okay, audio through. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello? Hmm. One more time. Hello?
I'm gonna try and rejoin in a different browser.
Weird. Okay, hold on one sec. Okay, people watching, thank you for your patience. I'm just gonna put on the be right back. And that's on. Okay, I think, yeah, we're getting audio, so we can hear you.
Okay. So
You're
now I just need to.
okay, we're
Oh,
live. Yeah. Actually,
camera.
yeah, actually,
Yeah.
just hold one sec. I'm just gonna change the lighting here. Okay.
Am I really dark?
Okay. No, I think you're. Huh? Oh God. Hold on. People watching can hear us, but they can't see.
Ah.
And then now they can see you and they can see me. Hello, Sherri Anne from Sister Speak. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
So we're just oh, Doug Ward says that Sister Speak just delivered an awesome set from her balcony. She sure
Oh,
did.
Red,
Yeah.
you're learning how to make some matcha lattes, eh?
Yeah, I just actually figured out how to multi-stream my show onto Facebook for the first time. So I'm multi-streaming onto both like the Facebook business page. I'm on the yeah. Oh, weird. It has a different title. So for some reason, I changed the title of the show, but it's streaming as the old title of the show. So for those of you who are watching, with the title of the show saying episode 36, there's some sort of glitch. I'll go on and fix that after the live stream is over. I can't fix it while it's going live. So whatever that's all about. So yeah. So I guess it says the correct title on the screen, but it's not loading onto YouTube with the correct title. So such is life. We're not doing episode 36 again. We're doing episode 37. Cheers.
Cheers, Prost. I have water. Prost.
You have water. Okay. All right. So let's do this thing. So we have Sister Speak on today. I was going to show everybody for the first time on JagaVision how we make a matcha latte at Jaga Silk. At the same time, I know that Sister Speak, you don't have the same tools as we have here. You don't have an espresso machine. You don't have. So I think that it would be great while people are watching that they could see how we do it, but also have an opportunity to perhaps do a matcha latte at home. So, all right. So what we're gonna do is.
I just boiled some milk. Sorry, I just brought it over.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay. So what I would love you to do
Yes.
is we like to start off our sessions when we're showing people how we make tea, how we make matcha lattes with doing good mise en place. So mise en place is having everything in a row. So you want to have your tools. So the first thing is, do you have a bowl? Do you have a scale?
Yeah, I have a bowl.
Do you have a sieve?
No, I'll go get it.
Okay. And do you have a measuring spoon?
I have a regular spoon.
Okay. Well, we're gonna weigh, so it's not gonna matter. The measuring spoon doesn't matter. But if you don't have a scale, it's gonna really help.
I have a scale.
Okay.
Hey, I still have your sieves. Do you
Good.
need the back anytime
No,
soon?
this is for you. Yeah. No, that's part of. You're gonna. I mean,
Really?
if you're not using them, you can bring them back for sure. But
Okay.
they're part of the gift of participation.
Oh gosh, that's
So-
like a kind of big gift.
So we're doing an oat milk today.
I got oat milk boiled up right here, in a little camping pot.
Excellent. Okay, 180. So I want you to weigh out 180 grams of milk, ideally into a jar. Okay. So if you're
Okay.
at home, you're gonna weigh it into a jar. Do you have a jar with a lid?
I have a. Oh, we're doing milk. I've already cooked the milk.
Okay. Okay. So if you hadn't cooked the milk, what you would do is you put the milk into a jar, and you'd put a lid on it, and you'd shake it, and that would make it nice and fluffy like a latte when you're at home. And then once you've made it fluffy, then you throw it into the stove, and then you're gonna cook it. Now the important thing is you don't want it to get over 70 degrees centigrade. When you let it get over 70 degrees centigrade, you're gonna transform the sugars that are in your oat milk or your cow milk, and they're gonna get bitter. So you're not gonna have as nice of a drink. And so what you end up doing is when you cook it too hot and you drink it bitter, it's gonna accentuate the bitters that are in your matcha, and you're gonna have to cut it with some sugar just so you can make it palatable. So the key for protecting the lactose in your milk, which is a milk sugar, or protecting the sugars that are in your oat milk, is to not transform them into something that's really unpleasant. Okay?
I have one thing I wanted to share. I used the last of the oat milk, so I shook it up really good,
Oh, nice.
and then I put it on the stove,
That's gonna help.
and it's all nice and foamy.
Beautiful. Okay, awesome. That's great. So then I guess the only thing is don't let it boil.
Yeah.
And then I think that you're going to be in a good place. That's actually a really good option, is to just shake it in the container and then froth it up nice. But I mean, if you do that every single time you use it, that's kind of what they recommend. But I do feel like there's an opportunity for oxidation to happen there too, which is unfortunate. Okay, so I'm going to preheat my bowl like we always do. And I've forgotten a couple things in my mise en place. I kind of stopped at bowl and sieve and spoon. But really, we need our scale. If we don't have our scale, we can use a measuring spoon. But what's really helpful is a bamboo whisk. You really want to have your chasen. So
I have my shot.
you have your chasen. So these chasen are made by our chasen are made by Mr. Kubo. He's can you believe this, Shire? A 25th generation artisan.
Wow.
That his family has been cutting the bamboo whisk for over 500 years.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Let's not do that.
You know what's amazing is the bamboo whisk didn't move.
I just the metal and the glass. Yeah. 500 years of stability right there. Yeah. So.
500 years?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Passed on generation to generation.
Yeah, he said some really interesting stuff when we were visiting him last year. He said stuff like bamboo is like a human being, like they don't want to have like too easy of an environment, otherwise they're not strong enough. But if they're too hard of an environment, then they become brittle from weakness. So it's creating an environment where, he said, generally where you're really nice to them when they're young. So the environment that they're growing in is really like easy for them when they're young, but is a little bit challenging for them when they're older, and that creates a really quality piece of bamboo. I thought that was super symbolic.
Oh my gosh.
And but he said like a lot of it is about learning, right? Doug Ward, you're wondering what a chasen is? That is actually what a bamboo whisk is called. Yes, a chasen, CHASEN. And the what we're working with here is a yuzamashi, or a water cooler downer. A bowl is often just a chawan. So these are
Chawan.
different tools. So, but yeah, the density of the bamboo is going to make a difference for its longevity. If you want to get yourself a cheap bamboo whisk, the unfortunate reality is that a lot of them are sprayed with anti-molding agents, herbicides, and pesticides. So when you are selecting a bamboo whisk, I like to recommend people stay away from whisks that have a silica gel pack in the silica gel pack in the container with the bamboo whisk. It makes a difference to stay away from those. So if they're seasoned properly, it's kind of like making good cabinetry. You release all of the moisture out of the wood before you build a cabinet so that it doesn't warp and get all weird.
So then if you had the silica gel pack, it's a sign that it hasn't been seasoned properly.
Right. That's exactly
Wow.
right. So
You sell the whole kit. You sell the whole kit with the bowl and the whisk at JagaSilk?
yes, we do. There's a nice plug. Yes, we do a we do a kit. We do two of them. One is the cedar artist kit. The cedar artist kit is gonna have like the really nice tools like the Shin Chasen, which lasts a little bit longer. The starter kit, the apprentice starter kit has an apprentice chasen, so it's for apprentices by apprentices. So it's made by the fellow who like this guy, Mr. Kubo. His apprentices are using flawed bamboo to practice, and then we buy those whisks that are half decent, and they become a nice option for people that are just starting out. But really, you can make matcha in a jar with some cold water, especially when you're just getting into it. What matcha do you have at home right now?
I have the Maccha Yabukita by the Fujioka family.
Is that the only one you got? That's the only one I don't have opened right now.
Oh, sorry, it's the only one I have because I just finished all the Okumadoris, which I'm obsessed with.
Awesome. Okay, then let's do it. Actually, this is actually a really good one for a matcha latte, so I think it's just needing to happen.
Single estate Yabukita by the Fujioka family.
Yeah.
Tasting notes, sweet snap peas, and chrysanthemum. I'm so excited.
It's so this is so there's an okumidori that he does that's pretty top notch and would grade pretty high, but Mr. Fujioka prefers this particular matcha. So what I like to do is when I open up a tin behind the bar is I like to put when I opened it, and today is the 24th. What am I saying? Happy Christmas to you. Yeah. And then I also but above that I like to put when we milled it. So this one I have was milled October 20th.
Open December 24th, 2020. Christmas Eve.
Sorry, I keep on hearing an echo in the background. I'm just gonna give me 1 second.
Is it me?
Okay. So put that in.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now. And then if this hadn't been toweled out, I would towel this out with a paper towel. That would remove all of the old tea oils.
Would you towel it out or towel it oot?
It's an oot. I think on Christmas Eve it becomes an oot.
An oot in a boot.
Oot in a boot. Tool it, oot in a boot.
Hey, I put it in the jar.
Okay.
And I have the tools I have my teaspoon, my little scale, I've got my bowl, and I've got a glass jar and a sieve.
Cool. Okay. So now we have our tools. I feel like I've gone like way too long in the tool section, but just to re-summarize, we have a bamboo whisk, a stand for the bamboo whisk called the chasen naoshi. We have a sieve, a bowl, and a matcha. That's going to be really helpful. For portioning out, it helps to have a measuring spoon and a scale. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And then what I've already done is I portioned out some milk too, and that's behind me.
Okay. So I'm gonna put the sieve on top of my bowl and tare the scale. Tar to 0.
Go.
For some reason, my scale's like bouncing around.
Yeah.
Does yours do that?
It does if it's not on a flat surface, like if the surface is slightly tilted.
Yeah, it seems to want to tire at 10.5.
Okay, and then I want to take it up to 30 grams. That's the amount of water I want. And my temperature of water is 65 degrees C, like we always do.
You know what? I'm gonna measure mine in like a little something else.
Okay. Now, 1 ounce and 1 ounce and 30 mils are essentially the same thing. So if you can do like 1 ounce or I guess 1 cup is 240. So if you take 1/8 of a cup, that's also all you need. You're going to do 30 seconds of whisking, 15 seconds of whisking, 30 mils.
1 gram.
So it's essentially the same technique as we always do. And we're just so funny. I feel so like I need to redo this whole session because I've my mise en place was terrible.
What's your mise en place?
my all of my ducks in a row. This is another thing you need for a latte is a cup. so if you have your so I'm gonna summarize this again for our viewers. So those who are just tuning in, we're making a matcha latte for Christmas Eve. We start out with step 1, which is mise en place. Step 2 is dose. Step 3 is make, and step 4 is clean. That's how we always teach the baristas that we're training. And step 1, the mise en place is going to include all of your tools, but it's also going to include what you're going to be using to complete the whole process. So you're gonna need your bowl, your whisk, your sieve, your scale, your cup, your milk, and then you're going to be able to start. Then when you start, you're going to weigh out 2 grams of matcha, 2.0 grams ideally, and you're going to whisk using a bamboo whisk for 15 seconds in using 30 mils of 65 degrees centigrade water. So there's a lot of information here. If you want, you can go onto our we have kind of like a playlist in our YouTube video section where you can look at how we make a traditional matcha, and there's a bunch of ratio information in that video as well if you want to watch it from. So Doug is wondering, does whisking release the flavor? Yeah, it does. 15 seconds are ideal because if you whisk too little, you are at risk of under extraction. If you whisk too long, you can make it really astringent. And we did some of that last 2 episodes ago, right, Sherri Anne? We were whisking away and it was
way too long and it was bitter.
Yeah. So
I'm just transferring. Sorry, I'm just transferring into all the. I have some cups to do the water transfer, the layman stuff.
Yeah. So what Sherri Anne is doing for those watching is she is transferring water to get to the appropriate temperature. So if you don't have a temperature variable kettle, I really like the one I'm using here. It's by a company called Fellow. But if you don't have it, it's okay. Well, for many years, we just used the vessel transfer method. And it's very common in traditional Japanese tea making technique. It's this concept that really works out when you use a thermometer to double check your work, that every time you put hot water into a room temperature vessel, it drops 10 degrees centigrade with almost mathematical precision. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So what I've done is I've done a shot. It should look like that. I don't know if you can see that okay.
Can you see? Mine's not kind of dark, but
yeah, I'm gonna hold my hand over top of the block the light so people can see. There we go. Okay, so that is what it should look like. It's like the texture of a nice espresso.
Okay, yeah.
And then what I do is I transfer that into my drinking cup.
Okay, I'm gonna get a nicer drinking cup.
And I'm gonna steam up some milk. Okay, while you're going and grabbing that, you've already heated up your milk, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just gonna. So what I'm gonna do for folks is I'm gonna just steam this up. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. It's kind of interesting to
Wow, look at that steamer.
Cleaning off my bamboo whisk. And then I'm going to steam away. So if you're steaming at home, a good technique is to purge the wand. So turn it on. And that, then you're going to want to put the tip of the steam wand into the top of the milk. You're going to do a process called surfing, where you want to listen for these little chirps. When you hear like the and the that's probably a sign that your milk is being steamed incorrectly. If it starts screaming, it's way too loud. All these things, yeah.
So when I'm playing at coffee shops, sometimes and there's like, let me.
yeah, when it's like, and it goes really low.
Yeah.
And then it goes even deeper.
Yeah. Or sometimes I'm like,
That's
working
really, really, really intensely burning the milk.
oh God.
So it's, or if it's, you can tell a lot just from the sound of what somebody's when they're steaming. But if you hear,
Yeah,
and it goes,
usually.
and they turn it off right there, that's
Yeah.
like, okay, I know I'm gonna have a good coffee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have both of them. I just have a cute little mason jar. I've been collecting them all year. Haven't bought cups.
That's good. Who needs cups in this day and age when we have mason jars? Okay, but I do love these beautiful Japanese pottery cups, and so I like to pour away.
So did I put the matcha in first?
You put the matcha in the cup first, and you pour the milk on top.
Okay, matcha is in the cup, and then I do how much milk again?
180 grams.
Okay, so I've got a little measuring cup here.
Now, what you could do, Sherri, is you have it in the cup. Put the cup onto the scale, and just dump in your milk on top of the shot to 180 grams.
Oh, okay.
If your scale's working. If it's not working, then 3/4 of a cup. If you have a measuring cup.
Okay. It is working.
Okay, awesome.
So 180. Wonder if it'll fit. 180 in this.
You have an 8-ounce mason jar? It's going to fit. You're going to be okay. It's going to be right to the top, but it's going to fit.
Oh, I don't know if it's 8 ounces. Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be like right at the top. Clean line. And that's because
Check this.
And that's proof that you got some air in there too. You shook it and you made it fluffy. Because if you hadn't made it fluffy, it would be below that because it would need to make room for the air and its volumetric space.
That's pretty amazing that it's exact. You were right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's nice.
Works, eh? Yeah, I'm into this.
Wow, I just need to take a little more time to make it correctly.
You know, ideally, if you have your systems down, like if you're a barista, a matcha latte shouldn't take more than a minute. So it's about just, you know, if you just have your systems in place, if you go step one, just get everything together. So you're not, a lot of time is spent just running around looking for tools, but if you kind of just keep them all together, like we like to just put like our sieve and our spoon in a jar. We have the whisk next to it. And then really, you know, this is the tools that you need, and you're ready to go. For the milk part of the process, you need these guys, right? So.
I see.
Yeah. And by making that oat milk in advance, you probably have it at a pretty nice drinking temperature right now. But is it?
Yeah.
You did burn it though? Does it taste a little bit starchy? Are you gonna need to add some sugar just to curb it a little, or we're okay? Okay, awesome.
I managed to take it off the stove right before it boiled.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly awesome. Perfect. So we're in a good place then, and it has a nice texture. I think this matcha is just fantastic as a latte.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Just like there's that chrysanthemum flavor, that really like intense perfumey floral flavor, really pushes through, and you get this really nice matcha as a result.
I'm finding this to be quite extraordinary.
Good. Awesome. And this is, you know, I was gonna make an eggnog matcha latte, but really, if you use pure eggnog, it would be kind of gross. So that's my opinion, anyways. It's nice to do half and half. So.
Can you steam eggnog?
You know, when you use a milk alternative, oftentimes it makes that screamy sound, like that weirdness. And it's because it's a completely different fat level, etc.
Mm. Lipid level.
Lipid level, a different lipid level. So.
Different lipid level. I feel like I'm ready to go to meditate now, like a monk.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm really glad this happened. So we had this is. I mean, if you're at home and you are sitting there on Christmas Eve and you want to throw some matcha lattes together, this is the way we recommend going about doing it. So go and grab yourself a matcha. Make sure it's fresh, because you know, and I know, Sherri Anne, how unfortunate a matcha latte can be when it's not, right?
When it's old matcha, it's like drinking paint.
Yeah. So not ideal.
And when it's fresh, it's like nirvana.
Right. Exactly. So anyway, I think that's the show today. I wanted to just make it quick and sweet and have a nice chance to enjoy a matcha latte together. I wish everybody a happy holidays. And oh no.
What?
I just found out I put the wrong I put the wrong signature on all my emails to all my customers, telling them happy solstice. Oh no. Okay. Anyway, so happy holidays to everybody. I gotta go fix some things in the back end here and make sure that our customers know when we're supposed to be closed. But for those watching, JagaSilk is closed technically today until January 11th. If you do order online, then just expect there will likely be some delays. Oh, and Doug Ward is suggesting that we have some songs played, like Whisking the Night Away and Matcha Man, apparently, and all that fun stuff. So anyways, we'll likely see you next week too. If not, then we'll see you in the new year. We'll see how it happens. If you do see me next week, it's likely going to be from a different location than you normally see. But thank you, Sherri Anne, for coming on this Christmas Eve show. Really appreciate it. And it was tons of fun. So and it was lovely hearing you play today.
Feliz Navidad, Prospera Año Felicidad.
All of the above. And if you wanna check out Sister Speak, go to patreon.com/sisterspeak for the really good quality shows she does on Thursdays. You can also check her out on her Facebook page when she does them. But also your Instagram, right, is Sister Speak Music.
Oui, merci. Joyeux Noël.
Arigatou gozaimasu. All right.
In Japanese.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and then it's for Happy New Year you say Akemashite omedetou, but after it's become the New Year. So how do you say Happy New Year before the yo? Oh. Yoi yo. Yoi o. Yoi. Otoshi o. Yoi otoshi o. Yoi otoshi o. There you go. That's what you say before the New Year. And I can never pronounce it properly. So Yoi otoshi o. There you go. And
all right.
That's like wishing you a happy New Year. Have a good year, I guess it's saying. And then once it becomes the New Year, you say Akemashite omedetou. So, yeah. Lovely having you on. We'll see you later, Sherri Anne.
Thank you so much.
And,
have a wonderful evening.
Okay. Peace. Bye, everybody who's watching. Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciated the loads of comments today from Doug. Lovely having you watch. You guys all take care. Okay.
Peace, Doug. Peace, everybody.
Peace. Bye.